Oh, year. Happy New Year's to you and yours. 2024. We here. I know I was trying to do this on Wednesday, but I couldn't get through it. I don't know, man. Like, I was just. I don't know. I guess I just didn't have it in me, but I'm redoing it now. So, Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Your boy, Mr. B here. Um, we got through another year. I'm happy for it, and we're into 2024. Now, I gotta find a way. But the Rising event, we had the Rising event over that weekend. While I wasn't here, actually, before I even get into that, hope you guys had a great, wonderful New Year's. All that fun, silly willy stuff. What's up, Ted? Yeah, man. So I'm in here. I said I was gonna do this, didn't get to do it. So I'm doing it now. Um, yeah. So I got the time. Let me get it going. So the Rising event, I'm going into it. I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's. I hope y'all kicked off 2024 in style so far. The week has been good to you and all. To you all. Um, yeah, man. Uh, coming into this year, I'm looking to try to do a couple more things, but for right now, we gotta get into the track and stuff. Ryzen had an event. It was on New Year's Eve. Uh, the New Year's, well, yeah, the Ryzen event. I don't know what they call it, the New Year's. Try to remember. Well, it was the Ryzen event. Oh boy, I'm trying to remember exactly what they were calling it. But it's the New Year's Eve show, pretty much. Japan always does a New Year's Eve show. So they had their New Year's Eve show the other day. Ryzen 45, there you go. Where I mentioned it during the live stream. Kyoji Horiguchi showed up and they had that rematch between Kyoji Horiguchi and Makoto Shinryu. This was the joint that was supposed to be on that one card, the Bellator card, that Bellator Rising showing card. But yeah, Kyoji Horiguchi ended up locking up the win. Um, Second round finish. He ends up becoming the new and inaugural Rising Flyweight champion. Um, Good stuff. Good fight. Um, Submitted Shinryu. Shinryu, not really big of a striker, but good grappler. A lot of submission wins he has under his belt. Kyoji got the win there. And then Kai Asakura beats Juan Archuleta to become the bantamweight champ. Kai Asakura once again, bantamweight champ, shutting off Juan Archuleta with a nasty knee to the body. We had a couple other good fights too, man. But Kid Yamamoto's sister had lost her fight. She got submitted in the second round. John Dodson lost the unanimous decision to Hiromasa Ogikubo. Um, and Vince Morales, who got cut by the promotion last year, he came and fought and won against Yuki Motoya at bantamweight, which was pretty good, man. We also had Shinobu Ota beating Ryusei Ashizawa. And that was it. Uh, by ground and pound. Ota's a big time wrestler, Olympic level wrestler, man. Japan national wrestling team, pretty good skill set there. And then we had Koji Tanaka beat Kota Mura, soccer kicks. So I love those soccer kicks. Man, I love them soccer kicks. And then Yuta Kubo beat Rukia Anpo in the mixed rules fight. He lost in the mixed martial arts aspect of the fight. Mixed martial arts rules portion of the card there. But other than that, that was pretty cool. The Rising event, not bad, but I have to watch it fully because, as I mentioned, Japan always has these cards where they go out their way, they do the whole pageantries, and it's not bad. It's really entertaining, but you gotta sit through the pageantries, the in betweens, the intermission as well to watch the fights, and it's kind of crazy. Like, goddamn, we have like intermissions and shit, and intermissions can go for like a half hour, man. You know, that's not for our people that are watching. That's for people who are alive, so they can go get snacks and whatever and come back. That's for them, and we gotta sit through that. So it's like Jesus Christ. But that was the last event, the last combat sport, well, mixed martial arts event of 2024. Big martial arts event, mixed martial arts event of 2024, 2023, I should say. Um, so 2024. Now, so far, what I've gathered in the 2024 is that one, if you was paying attention to social media during December 31st and January 1st, you heard the Conor McGregor news that Conor McGregor is going to fight is looking to fight Michael Chandler. Possibly was it? I think it was UFC 200, 300, or 299. Um, no. My fault. He wants to fight during International Fight Week. There you go. It was he's going to fight Michael Chandler during International Fight Week at middleweight, 185. Um, it sounds crazy as hell. I wanna see what's gonna happen. Um, if it does come to fruition, but if it don't, it don't. 185, that's a stretch. But we've seen Conor McGregor look pretty damn big in some of the other photos. Chandler, I think Chandler's walk around weight is probably like 170 some shit. I know he does get pretty damn big when he's not fighting, but they're gonna both just fight really at this walk around weight. Whatever. I mean, it's crazy, crazy as hell, but if they could do it, but we see. We got months ahead of ourselves. We all the way till July. So also with that, we had the news of the UFC 300 card. Jim Miller's trying to fight on there. Um, Aljamain Sterling was the package. Oh, um, yeah. So you see, so it was like, as you know, we're actually gonna look into it. We're gonna look into it. My fault. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, yeah, they're talking about the what is it? UFC 297 cards. Well, 297 is right around the corner. 298, 299, and 300. So I can talk about 300 because that's pretty much involved in the first quarter. Yay! So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Because I don't want to lose my train of thought. So what we're gonna be doing here, pretty much, is I'm gonna talk about some of the UFC events for the first quarter. So January through March. Um, just discuss briefly the one championship. Talk about the boxing fights that are coming up, as well as no. Then I'm gonna talk about again. I'm gonna cut on. If I can cut on for tomorrow, that'll be good. Saturday. If not, then I'll come back on. I don't have to drop that for like Wednesday or probably a Tuesday. But to talk about the rest of the other events that are coming up. But y'all know, uh, we come back with UFC on January 13th, which is next weekend, for the Ankalaev Johnny Walker card. The rematch, because the last fight was freaking what you call it, no contest because of the illegal elbow. But on that card as well, Manal Kape is going to be fighting Mateus Nicolau at flyweight. OG Jim Miller is going to be looking to pick up some wins to try to get himself on the 300 card as he faces Gabriel Benitez, Ricky Simon, the fighting Mario Batista. Phil Hawes comes back after that horrible knockout last year. Again, he's fighting Bruno Ferreira. OG Andre Arlovsky got a fight against Warley Acosta. Summelsberger fights Preston Parsons. Matthew Summelsberger. Marcus McGee fights Gaston Bolanos. Farid Basharat, Taylor Lapilus. There's a couple other fights on this card too. But I'm going to get into that one next week because why not, right? But coming up, that one, the 20th of January, as you know, Sean Strickland fights the number two guy, yeah, top 5, Dricus du Plessis for the middleweight title. The co-main event there, Raquel Pennington will be fighting Mayra Bueno Silva for the women's bantamweight title, which Lord knows you need a champion, but that division is in an utter mess right now. And they gotta sort things out. You gotta sort things out. You gotta have a champion, and you gotta have a strong a strong top 5 to bring legitimacy to whoever ends up becoming champion. Because you gotta fight, you gotta defend titles. You know what I mean? But the rest of that card, not bad though. Arnold Allen fights Movsar Evloev. 2 guys that people consider real solid dark horses in the division, even though I'm still going with my boy Lerone Murphy. I'm still gonna ride the Lerone Murphy train, but Movsar Evloev has been that dude, man. Super serious dark horse to future champion, man. And Arnold Allen took the hiccup. He had the one hiccup, Max Holloway. But he did pretty well. He looked pretty good in the fight, considering who you fighting against. Magny fighting Mike Malott. Malott's moved up there. This card is in Canada, so they're bringing. You have to have the local guys come out there and battle, right? For Toronto. But Mike Malott, trainer at Alpha Male, solid skill set, facing Neil Magny. That's pretty dope, man. Brad Katona's gonna have his official debut. Jillian Robertson's gonna be fighting there. Siri Sydney. We got Mark Andre Barrios fighting Chris Curtis. Malcolm Gordon fighting Jimmy Flick. Johan versus Patterson. Sean Woodson versus Charles Jordan. Oh my God. That's wild. Woodson versus Jordan. Natalia Cachoeira versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I don't know, man. I don't know if Jazzy wants to be standing there trying to throw bombs against Priscilla Cachoeira. She could actually be standing there to get hit. So then we have February 3rd. You know, Roman Dolidze faces Nasruddin Imavov. Jesus Christ. Two guys who are possibly in the top 10. You know, I know Dolidze is in the top 10. Nasruddin is like in the 10 on the outside looking in. But up there, man. Dober fighting Moicano at a lightweight. That's gonna be a barn burner. Viviane Araujo versus Natalia Silva. Nice representation of the Brazilian talent. Charles Radke versus Gabriel Urbina. Gilbert Urbina. Radke had that good win, but then kind of walled out. Urbina looked solid as hell. I like this wrestling there, man. Melsick Bagdasaryan fight to William Gomez. Then we had Peterson versus Pogues. Storyalenko versus Carolina at 125. Alishkab Kraziv versus Mahmoud Muradov. Oh, that's ugly. Because I like Mahmoud. Mahmoud got an ill boxing base. Um, he moves pretty solid, but he's put some wrestling on for some people. But takedown defense is still kind of shaky, a little iffy. And Kraziv, man, Alishkab, if you haven't seen him fight an Eagle, um, the dude's a good guy, good freaking talent. I want to say prospect for the UFC as far as the UFC is concerned. But my dude fought, M1 Global, dominated Global, Fight Nights Global, all through, Europe and Russia there, the European areas there. What's there to say? 14-0. You know, Khabib had him on Eagle FC, as I mentioned. Shit. It's going to be a scrap. Jung Young Lee versus Blake Builder. Marquis Monderos versus Landon Quinones. Jesus. Landon's going to get the call. Got to give props. And Monty McCann, Diana Belmija. Ooh. Charles Johnson versus Azat Maxim. Oh, shit. Maxim's going to fight Energy. Energy! That's going to be fire, though. Then after that, we got February 10th. Ooh. February 10th. Oh, live in Vegas. Jack Hermanson versus Joe Pyfer. Pyfer got picked up. Pyfer had his arm broken. His elbow jacked up by what's that guy? Stolzfus. Then came back fully healed, dominant. Every fight he's won now in the UFC, every fight he's fought for the UFC since then has been dominant performances. He just finished freaking what's that dude? Razak Al Hassan? Abdul Razak Al Hassan, yeah. Submitted that guy. Comes out there, blast these what's his name? Out the goddamn water. What was his name, man? Oh shoot. He shashkababbed them with like two pieces. Uh yeah, Mearshart. He lit up Mearshart. Alan Amadovsky he beat. Well, he lit up Amadovsky. He lit up Mearshart. No, he beat Anders in grappling. The guy could wrestle. The guy could really jujitsu, but he really has ability with his stand up to really just work, outpace, land beautifully and violently. You also got Gregory Rodriguez to fight Brad Tavares on the co-main event. Rodolfo Vieira is fighting Armin Petrosian. This is a pretty solid, like, damn. That's three solid ass middleweight fights there. Dan Ige versus Lerone Murphy. I was just talking about Lerone. Jesus. Michael Johnson versus Darius Flowers. Flowers is gonna move up a weight. We'll see how he does there. Trevin Giles, Carlos Prates. Lomo Bunmi, Bruno Brazil. Jeremiah Wells versus Max Griffin. That's gonna be beast. Jiu-jitsu versus wrestling, man. And their striking is somewhat even. Haider Emil. Oh shit. Haider versus Naren Becky. Could be Haider's time to type of fight here. Daniel Marcos versus Archie Lang. Hey. I'll take Archie Lang on that one. Devin Clark versus Marcin Prachnio. I'll take Devin. Zach Palga versus Bogdan Goskov. I'll take Zach. Bolaji Oki. Oh. Yeah, Bolaji did look good in his fight against Demir Hadzovic. Albert Durai versus Robert Bursik. I'll take Bursik. I don't know. 298. February 17th. Ilya Topuria versus the boy Alexander Volkanovski. This will be in Anaheim, California. California. Headline with Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilya Topuria for the featherweight title. Robert Whittaker faces Paulo Costa. We haven't seen Paulo fight at all last year, which is crazy. It's been about a year and change since Costa's fought, actually. Dare I say as far as 2 years ago since Paulo Costa's fought? Yeah. It was in August. He hasn't fought since August. He was supposed to fight Alex Skarov, but he didn't. The injury and shit. So he's fighting Whittaker, which is a really good fight. Merab Dvalishvili versus. This is the card where we got fights that we actually want to see. Like real, like serious fights I want to see. Whittaker versus Costa, I want to see that. Dvalishvili versus Cejudo, I want to see that. Tai Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura, for the purpose of seeing if Tai Tuivasa still got it, if he got it in him to improve his skill set and to continue to try to climb the ladder. I do want to see that because Tuivasa is not an old dude. He's still pretty young. You know what I mean? And Tybura's been there, done that. Just never had the title fight opportunity yet. Jeff Neal versus Ian Machado Gary. Bad blood. Somewhat, Machado Gary making fun of Jeff Neal's arrest and shit like that. Jeff Neal wanted to fight him, but Neal wasn't. Well, but Neal got arrested, and then some other shit had happened, and so they moved Gary up the ladder. Danny Barlow, who just picked up a contract last year, fighting Yusaku Kinoshita at 170. God bless. Marcos Rogerio de Lima versus Justin Tafa. Death Dealer. Ming Yang Zhang versus Bredson Ribeiro. That's at 205. That's beast. KGB Lee versus Miranda Maverick. I like that. Because I like me, Miranda. Anthony Hernandez versus Ikram Aliskerov. We just talked about Aliskerov. He's fighting Fluffy Hernandez. Tatiana Suarez fighting Amanda Lemos. I can't believe Suarez Lemos is on a prelim. That's crazy. But yeah, biggest fight in Suarez's career right now, fighting the former title challenger, Orlando Lemos. That's big time. And if Lemos got handled by Zhang in Zhang's wrestling, God bless. God bless. She better bring herself a big lunch, nigga. Bring yourself a big lunch because if you ain't bringing yourself a big meal, it'll be a long night. You need to bring yourself a big lunch, get yourself a box lunch and a big dinner because it's gonna be a long night. Rinya Nakamura, the wrestler, pretty good versus Brady Easton. I like that. Val Woodburn comes back against Oban Elliott. Oh God. And AJ Dobson versus Trayshawn Gordon, the opener. That's pretty dope, man. I like that. I like those. I like those, man. Let's see. Hold on. We got Brandon Moreno versus this dude Albazi in Mexico City, Mexico. Amir Albazi, 17-1-0 versus Brandon Moreno, former UFC undisputed flyweight champion, with Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega in the co-main event. Pretty much just Mexico versus the world. I just said Mexico City UFC Fight Night in Mexico City, Mexico. Elevation. Everybody gotta go show up there weeks in advance, a month if you can, to get allocated with the damn elevation, man. Edgar Chavez versus Daniel Lacerda, the rematch. Victor Altamirano versus Felipe Dos Santos, death match. Yasmin Waregi versus Sam Hughes. Whoo! Jesus Aguilar versus freaking Mateus Mendoza. And Manuel Torres versus Chris Duncan. Jesus Christ. Torres caught a body. And Duncan looked good, man. Even though, people are going to get mad at Duncan because Duncan had the wrestling. But I think he looked good his last fight. He had some wrestling. People gonna wrestle. Hold on one second. Let me go check my chicken one time. Check my chicken one time. Oh boy. Okay, I'm back. Hold up. I'm back. Okay. Let's have to check my chicken real quick. I want my chicken now. Oh, yeah? Okay. So, we did Marina Albazi. Oh, yeah. This is the Riyadh card. We're going to be at noon. Saturday, March 2nd at noon. I mentioned this a little bit during the OK live streams. I also mentioned this a little bit on Late Night Parents with Ted Hicks. Check that out. Thursdays around 10:30, 11 o'clock Eastern. 7:30, 8 o'clock Pacific. The homie Ted Hicks, Tony D, and Brian TX Cattle Skull. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is the Riyadh card. And so far, all we know is that Alex Perez versus Muhammad Makayev is going to fight. Perez, yeah, and Eric Anders versus Jamie Pickett. But yes, there's a Riyadh card live in Saudi Arabia. We're looking forward to it. March. Still can't believe that's happening. But then we also have UFC 299, O'Malley versus Vera 2. This is from the controversial first fight where the leg was injured. O'Malley got knocked out. He got carted away, but then said he was fine. The early stoppage. Bull crap. Screams the ankle. That ankle pains, bro. So far, they got 10 fights on this card. This will be live in Miami. This will be March 9th. So far, we have O'Malley versus Vera. I mentioned that. But we also have Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns. Top 5 welterweight. Fighting Jack Della Maddalena, who's made a pretty good climb. Still, we trying to get some answers, some questions answered about Jack Della Maddalena, after he's had that late fill-in fight. Then, the Kevin Holland fight, questionable looking. He looked a little iffy, you know what I mean? Curtis Blades is back, and they rebooked him against Jalton Almeida. They were supposed to fight. Blades got injured. Almeida fought Derek Lewis. 5 rounds. Was very dull after the first 2 rounds. Even though Almeida got the control, he never finished. He never finished Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis was still there. Derek Lewis even had one okay round. Well, it was all right round. But he actually looked like he was going to put a beating on Almeida, but Almeida managed to get the takedown still. So we'll get some questions answered about Almeida. We'll see what Curtis Blades brings. But also we got Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. Battle of 2 pretty solid bantamweights. But boy, Peter Yan's had a skid, man. Boy, oh boy. Let me see if he can get back to his winning ways big time. We also got Kyler Phillips versus Pedro Munoz up in there. CJ Vergara versus Sue Almabayev. Now, this dude made his debut a little earlier last year. I like this guy, man. He's 29 years old. He was actually pretty freaking solid in his debut back in August. He fought Ode Osborne and pretty much wrestled. Got a lot of nice little control. He actually struck a little bit, got some nice control, put the wrestling, and his grappling chops, man, pretty solid. And he took Ode out. But Katlyn Chookagian, man, she comes back fighting Macy Barber. Jeez, if you beat Katlyn, you're on your way to a title shot. We'll see if Macy Barber has it in her to get the win, or does Katlyn Chookagian continue to climb? Continue to be can't really say climb, but be the gatekeeper. She's not even the gatekeeper. She's the fucking gate, pretty much. 18-5 is Kayla Chukagian, man, former title challenger, fought in 2 divisions, bantamweight and flyweight. She's been a flyweight champion elsewhere, but never became flyweight champion here in the UFC. Only the top chicks have managed to beat her. Let's see. Mateus Gamrot fights RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos. Big fight for RDA right here, man. Gamrot's a gamer for real. Big power, crazy wrestling ability, insane scrambling ability. We'll see what RDA got for these young guys still, man. If he can still bring some noise, you know what I mean? Karina Silva versus Lauren Murphy is gonna be dope on the prelims as well. Karina moving up. She big for the division. She got good power on her, but her submission skills are damn solid. And then the Kevin Holland and Michael Page fight. But the card's subject to change. But that's all the fights that's gonna be on that pay-per-view card. MVP gonna be on the goddamn. He gotta be the primed up prelim fight. I don't see any other position where for him to be at on that card. Either he's the opening for the pay-per-view, the pay-per-view opener, or he's the premier prelim fight. One of those two. We got fight nights, 2 fight night cards, but they haven't put nothing there yet. March 16th and March 23rd. No. All I can tell you right now is Montserrat Rendon is fighting Daria Zelenznyakova? Shit. Stephanie Luciano is fighting Shauna Bannon. And Luis Pajuelo is fighting Fernando Padilla. Oh, man. Good matchups, though. And then we have Blanchfield versus Furo. Jeez. This will be March. Yup. They announced it. Aaron Blanchfield versus Manny Furo in Atlantic City, New Jersey, man. And so far, we know Bruno Silva's fighting Chris Weidman. Jacob Malkoun's fighting Andre Petrosky. Lupita Godinez is fighting Virna Jandiroba. And Aaron Blanchfield's fighting Manon Fiorot. That's it. Hold on. I gotta go check and see what's that. God damn. Shoe or you just don't wrap it with all the doors. He's on Perry now. Perry Avenue. corner from the McDonald's. 204th Street. Um, yeah, 204th Street. Yeah, 204th Street from Perry. It's right around the corner from his office now is right around the corner from the McDonald's out there. 204th Street. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, somewhere, yeah, it's there, but like you gotta, yeah, it's a little bit more down the block from there, yeah. But it's by the park area. Yeah, man. All right. The toenail? Oh, boy. All right. All right. Now I got a card now. I'll bring it to you. All right. Okay. Uh, yeah, it's my girl Vienna. Vienna Jandiroba versus Lupita Godinez. No, Vienna still has the grappling. Vienna has a jiu-jitsu grappling, which I love. I love it a lot. But god dang, man. Loopy got crazy boxing skills. She got pretty decent volume. But she could wrestle, man. Shit. But it will be the toughest grappler she faces, though. That Lupita faces in Vienna. Erin Blanchfield and Manon Fiorot. This is craziness. Like, Blanchfield should be fighting for this title right now. For the women's flyweight title, but they're in a standstill with Grasso and Shevchenko. And unless they do a trilogy bout, then Blanchfield's right there. So Blanchfield's like, yo, I'm going to stay active. Better than have the ultimate title eliminator between her and Manon Fiorot. So, you know, Fiorot went through that fight with Rose, and that shit was that shit was really a close fight. Even though this girl had got injured, it was a close fight, man. So I don't even know what to tell you. And fucking Rose Hand got injured, and that shit was still close of a fight. Vittori versus Allen, more Vittori versus Brendan Allen. That's on April, and then we have UFC 300. And we know we heard the some of the fights that are supposed to be on here so far. So it's Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage, Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling, Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad, and Yuri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic. Well, the Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad fight, it's not quite official yet. That's the rumor, though, that he's going to be fighting against Bilal. He'll defend against Bilal. But Prohaska Rakic is a real fight, though. So that's what's going to be happening as far as the UFC is concerned. One championship got a couple fights coming up. I know they got the joint coming up at the end of the. They got that the one. Was it? Yeah, one super leg. Super leg fights Takeru Sagawa. Sagawa's like one of those. Takeru is like the K1 Rise champion or some shit. Super leg got all his Muay Thai titles. Shinya Aoki's fighting Sage Northcutt. God bless. Martin Gwynn fighting Gary Tonin, and then they're gonna pull a whole bunch of other fights on there for now. Oh my god, it's crazy. But let's get into some of these boxing joints, and then I'll go. I'll get out of here. So, as far as this joint goes, Virgil Ortiz versus Frederick Lawson is going to be this Saturday on the Zone. I'm looking forward to it. We got on the next week, the following weekend, Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. That's the 13th. Yeah. So we're going to try to catch that, hopefully. Hopefully we can. I do want to see that. Then we got Natasha Jonas on the 20th. Jonas versus Mayer for the IBF welterweight title. Kenshiro Taraji versus Carlos Canizales for the WBC and WBA junior flyweight titles. For Jaime Mugia fights John Ryder. Lewis Crocker versus Jose Felix. February is Ashton Sylvie versus Esteban Falcao. That's at the Zone. Joshua Boatsi versus Dan Aziz. That's on Peacock? Light heavyweight? Yeah. Boatsi's not bad. Boatsi's pretty good. Conor Benn, they're trying to build up Conor Benn, because of the failed test and all that. Versus Peter Dobson. It's February 3rd. Teofimo Lopez fights Jermaine Ortiz on February 2nd on a Thursday. Ooh, they got me, but I'm going to watch anyway. For the WBO junior welterweight title, Hamza Shiraz versus Liam Williams. Conor Walker versus Cyrus Patterson. Adrian Curiel versus Savanathi Nangshinga. Yeah, for the IBF junior flyweight title. The Usyk Fury fight was on Saturday, February 17th. Alexandre Santiago versus Junto Nakatani for the WBC bantamweight title in Japan. Saturday, February 24th as well. Edgar Berlanga versus Padraig McCrory. Saturday, March 2nd. Otanbek Kolmatov versus Raymond Ford for the vacant WBA featherweight title. Amanda Serrano versus Nina Mainke for the IBF, WBO, WBA featherweight titles. Stephen Butler versus Steve Rolls. And then for the WBA, WBC welterweight titles, Jessica McCaskill versus Ivana Habazin. So yeah, man. That's it pretty much, yo. I know you want to hear about the PFL stuff, but we gotta wait till March. We know March is champion versus champion card. So when that happens, they're gonna drop the rollout. So come March, they're gonna drop the big rollout on that one. We know we have a lot of fights coming up for one though. I can't wait for like the rest of these one fights to be like fully out there. But I know a lot of good kickboxing bouts are coming up. The MMA bouts are coming up. Heiner the Ritter, he's gonna be defending his middleweight title. And I think Anatoly Malikin trying to move down weight. to fight him for the middleweight title because he already took the light heavyweight title from him. So, other than that, man, Kobe Covington looking like a goofball out here. Cat Williams had was featured on Shannon Sharp, the Club Shay Shay. God bless. That was madness. Yeah, can't really think of anything else really, pretty much, much right now. But yeah, man, go out there, pay attention to all this. Well, try to put your ears to the streets and see what's going on because this dude is being upset. Tom Aspinall, he wants Dana White to have John Jones vacate the title, or at least have him defend it or vacate it, or strip him of the title, I should say, because not vacate it because Aspinall's already an interim champion, so trying to get him to vacate it. I'm hoping that we get a main event in China between Nine and Magnum, Yan Xiaonan and Weili Zhang battle in China. Big trouble in Little China. We could have that go on, and a couple other good bouts. I'm hoping that we can see, man. What a time to be alive in combat sports, man. And football last regular season game, I guess, season games in football before we get to the postseason, and that's it. And NBA, crazy shit. But yeah, that's it pretty much I have for right now. I'm gonna keep previewing. We're gonna preview more stuff. Preview a couple of these signees, these LFA cards I gotta talk about too. So this is gonna be a little mini series of the previewing. So there's more first quarter action. I'm gonna go into LFA. We're gonna talk about Octagon because I mentioned that yesterday on Late Night Parents that I want to talk about Octagon and more LFA, get some more regional stuff, and get back on. I do it, but I watch, but I'm not streaming it. So to stream the grappling events, so I want to do more of that again. But yeah, man, if you're trying to find me, New Year's Same Beat at Mr. B 1986. I'm on OK Live. Look for that. OK Live. Download the app. And then look for Mr. B. It's a picture of Laura Sanko, my profile pic. I know I have one floating around with the pic of Norman Dumont, but shit got crazy, man. Shit got crazy. Shit crazy. Shit crazy. But that's it, because I got to eat. So I'm going to cut this one short. But I'm going to continue this. But I'll see you guys this weekend so we could watch the Virgil Ortiz fight. Come through, watch Ortiz versus Lawson with your boy on tomorrow. And then back to UFC and all the other combat sports. Follow up with the boxing and everything else. Even the karate combat events. I'm trying to get more karate combat events. BKFC, we got to talk about BKFC as well. So, yeah, man. The BKFC schedule, they haven't really quite fully released it, but I want to check that out too and bring that to y'all, man. But with that said, it's your boy Mr. B. I'm out of here. B-sides, full joint next week because UFC will be back. But the preview of the first quarter, we're gonna keep doing this a little bit. It'll be only 4 episodes pretty much of the previewing. So this is gonna be part 1. Part 2, we're gonna talk about the in-depths of who I hope the PFL signs for this season. Guys that are on the roster already. As far as PFL Bellator matchups go, LFA and me possibly streaming Combate Global. Yeah. But that's it, man. Thanks for joining your boy. My name is Mr. B. I'm just a guy. And I know Lux and all those other joints too. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about all that other stuff too. But this is just for now. I'm gonna catch y'all later. All right. Tomorrow, Ortiz Lawson. That starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. So catch me down OK Live. I probably won't even be there for the 8 o'clock exactly, but now when I get on, it'll probably be like around 9, 10 o'clock. Yeah. 9, 10 Eastern, which is 6, 7 Pacific. Yeah. But that's it, man. I'm out of here, yo. You guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. And I'll be back on the regular time. Till then, peace.